is staying with the current National-led government.
Honourable Annette King.
Mr Speaker, it's no way to run a country, Mr Speaker. It's no way to run a country. Well, that's the name of the latest big-budget, closed-shop, crony-ridden feature from this government. It's being performed by a whole raft of second-rate B-grade actors, starring, first of all, John Key. He's the leading man, and he's made his name with performances involving brain fade and shonky deals. You know, in Italy they have a comedian who wants to be a Prime Minister, and in New Zealand we have a Prime Minister who wants to be a clown. And then we have Bill English. Well, he's just a bit player, really, in this whole play. He takes any role that involves personal rorts. And then we have Stephen Joyce. He's the main supporting actor who has his finger in his toes in every action and every deal. And then we have Tony Ryle. He's been chosen for his ability to play any role, but he does specialise in pantomime. And, you know, the sort of fairy godmother comes to mind when you think of him. And then we have Hekia Parata. She is a fading star, and, you know, whose career's really over, but they're trying to revive her. And I have to say, Mr Speaker, it's a mystery, it's a thriller, it's a horror, it's a tragedy, and it's a comedy and slapstick all rolled into one, and it's playing right now in your town. And that is this government. You know, it's hard to remember a government which in such a short time has sunk to arrogance, cronyism, cover-ups and intimidation. Arrogance because they won't meet with people. Arrogance because they won't answer their mail. Arrogance because they don't believe the public really matter. Cronyism because the jobs for their mates come thick and fast. And when we get to cover-up, the doozies of the cover-up are seen day after day after day. It can be Sky City, it can be Contact Energy, it can be in any area like Solid Energy, it can be in the Hobbit, you name it, there are cover-ups. And so let's just look at some of the dodgy dealing that this government's been involved in. There's been a lot of terminological inexactitudes told, some fabrications, and quite a lot of porky telling going on. You know, Sky City. Let's take Sky City. The whole thing has been decided behind closed doors. There's been nod, nod, wink, wink, nothing to see here, we're told. Isn't that what you say, Mr Burrows? A former police officer would know this. Nothing to see here, they say at the site of an accident. Move on, nothing to see here. While on the ground we have the bleeding bodies. And then we have, well, of course, because of the behaviour of the Prime Minister in this whole area, the Dom Post made him the Wally of the Week. Well, it was very deserved, Mr Speaker. Then we get to the Hobbit. Deals, deals and dirty deals. And then we get to the appointment of Nick Smith as Minister of Conservation. Well, he has just announced that he's going to make the decision about the tunnel and the monorail at Milford. And I want to know, why has he decided to do that? Who's going to benefit from that decision? Why has he decided that the officials in Wellington can't make that, but he as Minister can? Let's just watch this spot, because I believe we're going to see more from this area. Then we have Mr Ryle, the Minister of Health, who I have to say, Mr Speaker, really does need to man up and take some responsibility for some of those decisions he's been making for almost 5 years as Minister of Health. The best he could do today was to say, well, when they were the government, they did this and that, and they should take responsibility. You can't have the salary, the car and the seat and not take responsibility. And I have to say, I just happened to comment that I thought under Tony Ryle the health sector had been intimidated into silence. Well, you won't believe the number of emails that I have had pouring into my office saying you are spot on, you are spot on. And what they have said to me, there has been pressure at ministerial level not to release health data. Oh, I wonder why. Do they not want the true story out? That it might cast the government in an unfavourable light. that there have been officials hauled over the coals when data has been produced that has led to unfavourable headlines. Mr Speaker, this is a shonky government that has got a lot to hide, and they are hiding a lot.
Honourable Joe Goodhue.
Mr Speaker, well, the National-led government has a really strong